Whee! Hell yeah. This is a breakdown of one of the singles from my new project, On the Fence. The song's called Blonde Hair, Green Eyes, and it was really inspired by Mac DeMarco, and there's also a bit in it that's Beatles inspired. I'm gonna go through the song layer by layer, the whole project, and I'm gonna break it down for you guys. So, let's get right into it. The main electric guitar is playing these chords. It's run through a pretty clean amp. It's got a good bit of chorus on it. It's got a rotator on it, probably a bit of flanger, a bit of reverb. Get that kind of shoegaze, Mac DeMarco kind of indie rock sound from it. So those three chords that I just played are the main chords throughout the whole song. There's just different variations. So the next bit of guitar is the acoustic. This plays a lot more the rhythmic patterns on the hook. It plays like. So the acoustic guitar is the main feature in the verse. It plays a kind of arpeggiated melody with some hammer-ons and hammer-offs and stuff that goes like this. So that melody I really like. When I came up with that, I was really proud of it, especially the borrowed chord, because I barely use borrowed chords, and it was one of the first times I did proper songwriting purely on the acoustic guitar, because I wrote the whole song on the guitar. So I had a lot of fun with that. But yeah, this C is a borrowed chord. It goes from this chord up to the C. It's just a weird place. It's kind of like you don't know where you are. Then there's a little pre-hook section that takes a lot of country influence on the acoustic guitar. It kind of plays a country pattern. It's a lot of like the bass note, and then the chord kind of strum on the offbeat, so like. Like stuff like that. For the pre-hook of just the chords, it goes like. The Beatles influence in this song comes from the bridge, which is just before the final hook, and I actually can't remember the chords I played because they're all borrowed and it's all ascending borrowed chords, and it's a really weird pattern. It doesn't make sense at all. It's something weird. I'll play it here, but
if I could go back to that time, then I would have never tried in hindsight.
I'll get to that later, because the Beatles influence, along with how the chords kind of rise, the Beatles influence is a lot more in the vocal performance and the melody, so I'll get into that near the end. But next we will talk about the bass in the song. So the bass line is pretty simple on the hook. It just follows the chords with some little variations. It plays. And the bass line on the verse is also really simple. It's usually just kind of one note sustained, like. Yeah, like that. And then it slides sometimes. It's mainly based on the slides. It gives a lot of movement, like. Stuff like that. So as for the drums, and yeah, they're pretty simple. I won't take out the whole kit and put it together, but you get the idea. I'll pretend to play the drums. I'll play air drums for you so you get the idea. My favorite part of the song is the bridge, because the chords, as I was saying, are kind of all borrowed, and it's a very weird pattern, and it's kind of very Beatles-esque the way they would write. It's not really in one key. And then the vocal performance is very Beatles-like. There's one main note in it that slides, and if you listen to the Beatles, they have a lot of slides in their vocals, the way they performed, so I'll play that.
I could go back to that time and I would've never tried in hindsight. If I could go back to that time then I would've never tried in hindsight. If I could go back to that time then I would've never tried.
And these are the chords actually in the project. And an Easter egg in this song is that my dog actually features in it. If you listen very closely, right here.
But I never tried.
There you hear it.
But I never tried.
Right there. He made it. He made it into the song. And then also at the end of this song there's a guitar solo to end it out. Yeah, so that's the whole song. That was my song, Blonde Hair, Green Eyes. And a bit of a rough breakdown because it is kind of a fully kind of live track. So there's not much to break down production-wise. It's very, very simple, very kind of straight to the point. And, you know, it's just mixing guitars, mixing drums and things like that. But I thought I'd break it down for you if anyone was interested in what all the layers sound like kind of individually. And yeah, that's the song. You can stream it right now. It's off my project On the Fence, which just released a few weeks ago. There's 6 songs on there. That's one of them. And I appreciate all the support. Subscribe if you haven't already. Lots more videos on the way. Much more interesting videos on the way. Kind of just finishing off this last bit of content for this project. And then we're moving on to better stuff. So thank you for watching. And yeah, that's it.